hasn't opened a package that you bought online and it turned out to be not exactly what you were looking for? I definitely have. And that includes things like books or clothes or various other items that I randomly decide to get online, and unfortunately, they didn't work out. Hello and welcome to Christy Grace Scarlet Pen channel. I am an author, creativity chaser, and book lover here with you guys, and I'm talking today about the perils of online shopping. I've had some disastrous online shopping experiences, and most of them are actually recently. I've always been sort of on the fence when it comes to online shopping. I don't like buying things without seeing them myself first, and for good reason, because I've had some disasters. Some of them are book or writerly related, and some of them are not, but we will get into it and we'll see. I've got them from various sources. It's not just one place that tends to make mistakes, or that I have made a mistake. And so a lot of these were my stupidity in not getting the information correct or ordering the right thing. So some of that's my fault, and some of it wasn't my fault. Some of it was just, yep. This was actually the last thing that I bought that was a disaster, and actually gave me the idea to do this video in the first place because it was so utterly incorrect. This was not my fault. This was a shipping problem. So I got this one from Amazon, and what I ordered was one of those ring things that stick on the back of your phone, and it said next day delivery, which is why I'm thinking they probably made a mistake. They're rushing to fill the order by the next day like they promised. But instead of a really small sort of like ring thing, I might put a picture up. This is what came. I knew as soon as I picked up this package that it was wrong, because you could feel the shape was just so incorrect. Bam! What the heck is this? I'm expecting something this size, and this is what I get. This weird... Okay, now the package actually does tell me what it was. I wasn't 100% sure. It's a coffee silicone matte tamper ma coffee tamp pad brown in this is made in China. This is what came instead. So the best that I'd be able to deduce is that it sits on the edge of your thing, and you can put your coffee mug in there and sit it on the coffee mug on there so it won't spill or fall over, because this is like a rubbery sort of situation. This is so far from what I ordered. This is absolutely not even in the same sphere as to what I ordered. I don't know quite how this mistake got made. I would have preferred to wait an extra day and actually get what I ordered. But this random thing came, so that one was not my fault, not at all, not even a little. It's also the weirdest thing that's happened to me. Let's start with the weirdest one. Apparently, this guy is worth $15, which is a whole $10 more than what I actually paid. I'm making money. I'm returning this one. I don't want it. I have no use for this whatsoever. This next disaster is sort of like a mix between, you know, not knowing what you're gonna get and just expectations not being correct, I guess. Back when I was releasing my book, which right there. Back when I was releasing my book, I decided to print out a whole bunch of different merch stuff and ideas. I ended up with a few different things. I have bookmarks, which I'm actually giving if you buy a purchase. I tend to include those. Some of them were really cool. I think that in general, when I'm buying things online, I get too excited and I don't do my research. So I got some things in that pack. I did things like my Kidnapped Entanglement poster, which came out like this on the back. It's on the randomly on a gold poster thing. But I printed out these posters, which actually turned out really well. I wanted a notepad with the Christy Grace Scarlet Pen. I'm gonna say CGSP, it's just a lot shorter. With the CGSP logo and stuff on it, and I got this guy. So if you can see that, it has my picture, my author picture, but it was this big. It was so small. I was not expecting something that small. However, it's been very handy, and I did quite like this one. What came that I was really kind of disappointed with was something that I bought on a gamble, on a risk, and it was, wait for it, this guy is a t-shirt. So this is my CGSP sort of main logo that I try and stick with, which is like my feather pen because, you know, I'm a writer. And I liked the red because it's Scarlet Pen, so I was like, no, this isn't red. But the reason I'm not happy with this one is it's really difficult to buy clothes online. It was so see-through, which was really disappointing. It's very see-through shirt. It's very thin material. And the print in the middle came out, I don't know if you can actually see from that far away, but my poor print is sort of bleeding. It's bleeding into the material. It doesn't look super sharp or solid. Part of that could have been the image file that I sent them. Part of that just could be the way that they print the shirts. I don't know. But it was really disappointing. It came out really not how I was hoping for it. And I think I probably would have been better off with like a black shirt with a white logo on the front. Okay, the next thing that I want to talk about, it's actually underneath this. Underneath this here. It is a filing cabinet I bought. Yeah. It's not a filing cabinet. It was called a filing cabinet on Amazon. It's not. How would I even describe this? It is essentially a storage compartment, for lack of a better phrase. When you think filing cabinet, you think those things that fit like these things on them. What came was not filing cabinet. It's a very nice, you know, little storage cupboard thing that looks sort of like a filing cabinet. It was so much more narrow, so much smaller. It came in a flat pack. It was actually relatively cheaply made, but it's actually like this weird, like thin metal sheeting. So it's not super solid and secure. It was really unusual to put together, to be honest with you. And even though I like it, I like the aesthetic, it's really pretty, it's really nice to look at, it's a really great pop of red, which was really fun. It's not what I wanted. I wanted a proper filing cabinet. I could have spent an extra $20 and gone to like Officeworks and gotten an actual filing cabinet. Wouldn't have been as pretty. This one was a little on me. I didn't do proper measurements when I saw. I relied on the picture, which made it look like it was a proper sized filing cabinet, which it was not. I think I just jumped the gun a little bit without doing the proper research and measurements. Buying books online, I feel like, is a relatively safe gamble, but there are moments. There are moments when buying books online can be a little bit tragic, especially if you are particular with books, and I am. If you have not seen my video, Weird Reading Habits, I'll put in the link below so that you can check it out. But do you know, one of my weird reading things and my weird things about books is I like books to all match. I like them to be the same. So if I have a series, I want them to be the same size, the same cover design. A lot of the times books will change their cover design. They'll have an upgrade or a revamp or whatever. And I hate having books that are the same collection, they're the same series, but they've just split weirdly. They've had to split the cover design. So books do that all the time, but I try very specifically so that they look the same and they're the same size. It happened to me. I was very sad. So I actually went to an online only Christian bookstore, which is called Word, and I got this particular sequel. It's really sad for me because it means I can't put these books side by side. However, upon research, I discovered something interesting. But these are so different. Hang on. I'm actually in the middle of reading that one. But these are such different sizes. 80-30 and then followed up with 80-33. It's sort of like a combination of an Arabian adventure / meeting and learning about Jesus for the very first time when he was actually alive, which was fascinating. And I think I've talked about this before in another video. And if I have not, it'll be in my Goodreads review. I loved this book. This is actually my favorite book I've ever read. And I really wanted to follow up. 80-33, Jesus was 33 when he died. So this is sort of more focusing, I suppose, on the moment of his death, but with the same characters. And there was a cliffhanger that was left. So very excited to read this. However, very sad to find out that it is so different sizes. This is just, it's utterly sad. Destroyed to find out that it's only been made in this size and it doesn't get made in the same size as the big one. I think it must have been a shorter book. But this really annoys me. So this was a fail and I'm very sad about that. If I had gone into the store, which I could have because they sell this at Coorong, if I'd gone in the store and seen the difference, I would have been equally upset, but I would have been more prepared. And when it came, I was very devastated. I was so different. If you search for book dimensions when you're buying a book online, let me know in the comments. I want to know how many people actually do that. This is so against what the picture made it seem to be. So I got this jacket. This guy I got from Shein. This is a jacket, and it was supposed to be sort of like that waterfall at the front, but this thing is paper thin. I don't actually know how exactly to show you and describe this to you properly in a way that you'll fully understand. But if you can see, just that's the sleeve. Like, this is the most paper thin material I've ever seen in my life. The inside is not even, this is like one layer of fabric, one. Most jackets or coats have at least two, unless they have a very, very sturdy material that they're made out of. Like if it's a really strong, thick, heavy material, like a proper material, then you could probably get away with one and no underlayer on the inside. They didn't do that. They have this one layer of like this pleather, and it's the thinnest, like crappiest material I've ever felt in my hands ever. This is not a jacket. This is like, jackets are supposed to keep you warm, insulated, whatever, like, and you know, and look cute. They just compromised so much for this jacket. It doesn't look nice on either. It's so thin. So much is wrong about this jacket. This was just an absolute huge mess. The perils of online shopping. The last thing that I am going to show you guys for my perils of online shopping, I'm sure there's been other things, but I just don't remember what they are, is camera related. I like photography as a hobby. Mostly I like close-up nature photography, that's my favorite. But one of the things that I wanted when it came to photography was to be able to click the, you know, hold the remotes and you click the button and it'll take the photo. You don't have to adjust your camera, especially if you're in like a studio setting or here with you guys. And so I bought a remote. It's a Nikon remote camera, because that's my camera is Nikon. However, this buyer's error, because I am not big into the technological jargon of photography, I didn't properly research it. I thought I had, I did not. But apparently this is not compatible with the camera that I have. Oh, crap. The camera that I own cannot use the remote at all, ever. Oh, I'm very sad. I love my camera, but it just does not work with remotes, unfortunately. It doesn't have that capability, and so now I have a very, you know, useless paperweight, I guess. So that one came from eBay. I did not pay top dollar for it at a camera store, but yeah, I mean, probably if I'd gone into the camera store and asked them about it, they would have been able to tell me nope, but, which is a shame. Trying to save a few bucks here, people. What have you guys bought online shopping that actually turned out to be so incorrect and awful? Oh, what a shame. Tell me in the comments below and make me feel like I'm not the only loser who goes online shopping and just absolutely botches everything. I really appreciate the support. Oh gosh, if you want to check out my website or any of my social medias, I'll link them all down below. Otherwise, I'll see you guys in the adventures.